The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Faruk Yahaya, says Nigeria will win the fight against insurgency. Lieutenant General Yahaya made this known during his visit to Lagos, and TVC News senior correspondent Evicting reports.
Nigeria's Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Faruk Yahaya, on operational visits to 81 Division area of responsibility. He intends to attend to welfare of his men, but that would be after giving honor to whom honor is due. At the Palace of Oba of Lagos, the royal fathers were waiting.
Ask that he should not place waver but continue to support us in this direction. Peaceful coexistence between people is very essential, it's very good. That's what will enhance our security and peaceful well-being.
The 81 Division around here, under the Major General, had been well behaved. They are extremely disciplined.
Not far from the palace, there was a project to be commissioned by the Army Chief. To further strengthen the Nigerian military and civilians relationship, the Chief of Army Staff also commissioned ultra-modern borehole at the Saleko area of Lagos. A project, he said, was approved at the instance of Major General Olayinka Kadri, the commander of the Nigerian Army Corps of Engineers.
These projects will forever remind this community that the Nigerian Army brought water and light to them and was facilitated by one of their sons who rose to the rank of a Major General in the Nigerian Army.
For the Chief of Army Staff, the country isn't doing badly in the fight against insurgency.
Have achieved a lot and is well applauded and recognized by the International Global Index of Terrorism. In other aspects of banditry and kidnapping also we are recording successes. With the support and the synergy between Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Air Force and other security agencies and stakeholders we are on. We won't let the country down.
Other projects commissioned are Regimental Sergeant Major quarters at the Jordan and Albati Barracks, as well as warrant officers and sergeants' mess at Marada Barracks. Ivy Kano, TVC News, Lagos.
12 persons, including the leader of a vigilante group in Kebu area of Dango Wasagu local government area, have been killed by suspected terrorists operating in the area. A community leader in Zuru who confirmed the attack to TVC News said they were stranded in the forest for 3 days as the terrorists laid siege on the communities. He said he had led other members of their communities to visit victims of various bandit attacks at different internally displaced persons IDP camps when the latest attack took place. The community, which did not want to be mentioned, expressed sadness over the frequency of the attacks and the poor attitude of political leaders of the state toward the plight of the people of Zuru and environ. Other sources claimed that the gang crossed a river boundary and launched attacks in areas that link villages of Bukuyum local government area of Zamfara to the neighboring communities of Kebbi State. And the chairman of Danko Wasagu Local Government Council, Hussaini Aliyu Benan, confirmed the incident to newsmen. And away from security matters now, it's a race against time for traders and owners of illegal structures, under bridges and federal highways across Nigeria, as the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing issued a 7-day eviction notice to forestall the recurrence of the fire incident that has destroyed the Akpongmo section of the Eco Bridge. The message from the federal government is leave by the 31st of March or face forceful eviction. Meanwhile, the government says integrity tests will be carried out on the Akpongmo Bridge to ascertain the level of public safety. And Sarah Yeku reports.
Traders around the Akpongmo Bridge are scrambling to recover from their loss. Now they face another challenge, which is getting a place to house their wares and sustain their own means of livelihood.
We are pleading for federal government to help us. We are widows here. Those don't wait to marry themselves. The husband nothing. They should leave us here because we don't have anywhere to go.
Wednesday's fire incident saw a high-powered delegation hold an emergency meeting to assess the extent of damage on the Apongo section of the Eco Bridge and determine the fate of traders who are counting their losses. After hours of consultation, a delegation from the Federal Ministry of Works and Lagos State government officials gave all traders and other illegal occupants on the 20 bridges in Lagos and Nigeria a final ultimatum to vacate or face forceful eviction.
By 31st of March, the task force will swing into action and we will impound on all elements that we find under the bridge shall be forcibly evicted. Not only that, they will be made to pay for the removal of any item that we have to remove.
Describing the damage to Apongo Bridge as an avoidable incident, the Ministry of Works and Housing says the government cannot continue to build and allow a responsible attitude of Nigerians damage such infrastructure.
To carry out this enforcement nationwide from now. We had fire incident in Ajakuta. We had in Kano. We can't continue to be having this kind of incidents. The movement of these illegal occupants is not things of today. But I'm assuring you now that this time around it's fire to fire.
For hours, traders rummaged through the debris to get their goods. But the National Emergency Management Agency is warning members of the public to be careful of the burnt canned foods in Lagos markets. For now, the Lagos State government has shut the bridge, diverting traffic for the safety of motorists. Sarah Yeku, TVC News, Lagos.
And the police say it has intercepted almost 1 million litres of stolen petroleum products in Rivers State. A task force set up by the Inspector General of Police made the seizures within the last 2 months in separate sting operations. And senior reporter Uche Okoro has details.
The Inspector General of Police Special Task Force on Petroleum and Illegal Oil Bunkering paraded the exhibits in Eleme local government area. The officers deployed to support the ongoing clampdown on economic sabotage intercepted these 20 trucks while on patrol. They were loaded with about 900,000 litres of diesel confirmed to be adulterated and 30,000 litres of stolen crude. A 19-year-old man was the youngest of the 13 suspects. Arrests like these have become a regular occurrence, thus creating doubts that security agencies are close to winning the war against oil thefts. The fear is that the menace will continue until the government succeeds in protecting the pipelines and identifying and securing court convictions against the owners of the business.
We have what I call shadow parties who are always hidden. You don't always see them, but you feel their swag, you feel the way they do, you feel so many things from them, but they are unseen. We know if you cannot get them with our naked eyes, we have technology now that we are using to get them. It's just to work on these suspects and we get them.
Illegal oil bunkering is a fast-evolving trade with a supply chain that continues to come up with new methods to evade arrests. Stolen petroleum products are often transported in cargo and food trucks to avoid suspicion. These are drums of illegally refined products carefully concealed with bags of fertilizer. Even though the task force has recorded breakthroughs in Rivers State, there are concerns that some corrupt security personnel are collaborators and beneficiaries of crude oil theft.
I'm not standing here to say it is not possible to have some of our men engage in this, but I'm saying that if such a thing is brought to the notice of the Inspector General of Police, we are going to take necessary action. For who I am, for who I know him for who he is, IGP Usman Akali Baba will not take nonsense in that regard.
These suspects now face possible prosecution after police investigation is concluded. Uche Okoro, TVC News, Eleme.